5 away from a world championship spot. Like, this is huge. The fact that this has happened. We're in Champion Select one more time. The bans aren't going to change out of Aime, as it's once again Karma, the Talia, as well as the Na. And no Aurelion Soul ban does come out from WE. As there's the Vladimir Rek'Sai and the Malzahar. First pick going to be the Echo from Amazing J. Of course, a Silent Achiever in game number 3. And an utter dominating force, 100% kill contribution in game number 2.
He does not lose on this champion time and time again. Amazing J has shown that he's an excellent Echo in that top side, so much so that they'll confidently blind pick it, especially with Gnar on the ban.
Yeah, and look, this is going to be his 17th game on the champion this season. Of course, Echo, very popular at the beginning, fell out a little bit towards the middle and is now coming back into play.
Well, at least globally. In the LPL, they've always loved this
champion. Well, that's
champion.
a very good point. It's been a bit strange.
It's because they love to fight around terrain, utilize choke points. Echo does that phenomenally.
Echo also chases you, and if you build Tank Echo, you can hit your opponent for an incredibly large period of time before they die. And I know Amazing J just loves fighting, as 957 looking at the Braum, picking it away from Road, who played it in back-to-back games, and that is going to be Condi's Gragas once again.
Yeah, Zero moving away from Alistar has had actually quite a hit-and-miss performance this series on that champion. His Braum used to be undefeated when Starhorn Royal Club made their 2014 World Championship run towards that finals. That was the first loss against Samsung White that Zero suffered on his Braum, so he is a great Braum player.
Most certainly is, and has been playing it for an exceptionally long time as well. If memory serves, that was about 2 years ago.
I like to remember the high points. We just kind of gloss over 2015 China.
What? 2000 and what?
Yeah, exactly.
No, 2015 didn't exist.
Oh, you mean MSI victory?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I remember that one.
Yeah, of course. Good. Glad we're on the same page. Of course, this does mean that Jinjiao's Jin does get all the way through, and there's the Elise. We're expecting Condi to play it, but a Voidless, he's the one that's going to pick that one up if Rek'Sai and Gragas have both been taken.
And frankly, the turn of tides for Aime in their draft phase, it started out really shaky over this best of 5, but it's just gotten stronger and stronger. I like the fact that a Voidless moved completely away from the Hecarim, even when the Shin Hecarim combo is open and says, no, it's all about the early game. It's all about having presence on these lanes as a jungler, and he goes toe-to-toe with Condi.
Yeah. Well, 957 thinking about heading back to the Aurelia. I don't like it, because last time, I mean, he'd go for the 1v1, and then all of a sudden, there was a deadly flourish, and it's just not as good. But Mystic... Oh, don't do it. Do the Ezreal. Come on, man. We need your Ezreal here. WE fans across the globe require Mystic's Ezreal to try and get WE back into this series. Doesn't look to be it. As 1 second to go, that's going to be Aurelia and Ashe locked in for WE. The Mustache lane, definitely good, but I just don't know.
So let's look at the differences on what it means Ashe versus Ezreal. First and foremost, that guy's name is Mystic. He's named that for a reason. His Ezreal is one of the best in the LPL, right up there with Def's performance on the champion. Is it the same thing on Ashe? Not necessarily, but what Ashe and Gragas will bring is the ability and the pressure to break and mid-lane freeze on these mid-range mages. Not only do you have the cask available now, but you also have that big, phenomenal arrow. So WE, I think they're going to be much more proactive about their early game, and they're looking to break down structures early.
Well, Aime switching up between a few options, but I do love this idea. Get Road onto that engage. He's been relegated to Braum duty for the last 2 games. Of course, the Alistar not working out so well for Zero, but we know what Road is capable of when he gets his hands on these playmaking supports that can really get in there and mix things up. Athena also with a lot of playmaking ability on that Lissandra you mentioned. I mean, he's stepping into a playmaking role. And that's a solid team composition for Aime.
And if you have to think that with Lissandra being picked up, that CA is going to go towards his Twisted Fate. He needs something that's going to be able to keep up with her global pressure. This is his legacy champion. We did see it was hovered for Athena as a possible takeaway, so Aime certainly expecting that it can come out here. And it would make sense. They have a pick composition globally with the arrow. Just pick up the Destiny.
Yeah, I really hope that it's not a Syndra. Certainly. But Shie taking some time, making up his mind for this last pick. Twisted Fate being considered. Froskarin, the Prophet.
It is do or die time. At some point, you just have to go, Coach, this is the champion I'm comfortable with. Put me on it.
Well, Mystic should have said the same thing. Would have loved to have seen his Ezreal for what could be the last time we see WE on the Rift for tonight, as the Twisted Fate's locked in. So at least the former TF1 trick in the mid lane of Xie is able to head back to most certain comfort.
And of course, Team WE have a lot of historic experience this. They used to have a mid laner, little known guy named Messiah. They picked up CA off of his incredible solo queue runs through Korea and China on this champion. This is his legacy pick, and this is their last moment to keep their dreams alive. It's do or die.
Certainly is. 957 needs a better performance on the Aurelia as well. Condi needs to step up his Gragas, and Mystic needs to go back to whatever the heck he did in game number 1 to dominate so hard on the Ashe. But I mean, you're looking over at this roster. Athena has got that coveted pick in Lissandra. Jin Zhao once again on the Jin that he's so good at. And Amazing J doesn't lose on Echo. He just doesn't. It's
comfort picks across the board, and both teams going head-to-head in the early game. Elise versus Twisted Fate. Who's going to get there first?
Well, we'll see exactly what happens as coaches shake hands, and let's get into what could be the final game between IMA and WE. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are not onto the Rift just yet. We're going to start this game with a very small pause. You can see 957 trying to get back into the swing of things, trying to figure out what the heck he can do against Amazing J, who seems immovable on his Echo.
I think it means that there's going to be a race to the top lane. We saw that formerly it's been a Voidless that's won out on that race, swinging the snowball factor in favor of Echo, prioritizing Amazing J's lane, especially because they've got a lot of safety and a lot of wave clear underneath them on the map. So I think Condi needs to be ready for that and needs to pay a bit more attention to 957. Get him off on the right foot. Set him up for another phenomenal Gnar-like performance, this time on a carry like Aurelia.
Yeah, and Condi as well. I mean, in the last series that he played Gragas, he was trying to get aggressive and into the enemy jungle. This time around, I want to see him actually gank some lanes, try and kill some people on this map, as we are back onto Summoner's Rift for game number 4. IMA in match point to get themselves those 200 points, win out over WE as far as that points race is concerned, and get them the first seed in the World's Gauntlet run that this lovely lady, Froskerin, is going to be able to take you through when she's in Guangzhou.
And that means that they will be a single best of 5 away from representing China as the 3rd seed. Again, the 1st and 2nd seeds will be determined on that final, the August 26th, between EDG and RNG. Winner, of course, taking 1st seed. Loser taking 2nd seed.
EDG, of course, wanting to go for the perfect run through the LPL at the same time. A lot on the line for this final, especially revenge, as RNG were able to pip EDG at the post in the middle of the year, and then went to MSI and made everyone incredibly proud.
We like to remember that moment.
Yeah, no, this is a year that existed, 2016.
8-2 in groups, never forget.
Exactly.
Here we go.
We don't think about out of the group stage. 957 and Condi going to start off on the red buff. It is going to be the Gromp start here for a Voidless. Single targets, of course, pretty easy for the old Elise.
So going lane for lane, we've seen a lot of priority for 6.15 on wave control, wave clear, and pushing power. Mystic and Zero will certainly have that in spades over the likes of Jin and Alistar, although trading, if Jin Zhao wants to go that route, he can turn the tides of this lane early on. That's why Zero is being so aggressive with his positioning early, trying to take full control of this and put Jin on the back foot. Mid lane, it's pretty much going to be a wash. I'm going to give slight advantage towards CA just because he's going to be able to refresh his mana pool with that blue card. Should hopefully be able to shove Lissandra in, but once she gets more points in her abilities, is able to use all 3 to clear the wave as opposed to Twisted Fate just relying on his, wild cards.
And red card, of course.
Yeah.
But it'll take him a while before he can insta-clear a wave. You're exactly right. And Voidless, now on his red buff, he's able to take down these little Cinderlings. Hopefully that one doesn't reset, which is the most frustrating thing ever, but gets himself now into the river, and we'll see who wins this battle over the Rift Scuttler.
Typically, it's whoever has Fog of War advantage.
Well, there it is, but Condi is going to get cocooned. Lots of damage here from a Voidless, who has the red buff. Spiderling skittering around, but really nice repel. Stops that body slam from coming down. Athena flashes forward, gets the first blood for a Voidless, who flashes out of the way. 0 on the rotation, but it's not enough.
She's gonna have
there's
claw.
another cocoon. Gold card comes in. Athena will possibly be taken down, and Mystic caught in the river. Athena's just been kiting forever. There's now a Voidless keeping them busy still. There's the flash gold card. Double kill comes in, and Mystic somehow surviving. Okay, the party just never seems to stop. Another gold card. Amazing J going to get caught up by the concussive blow. 0 falls down. Amazing J flashes. Road going to do the same. Teleports coming in from Aimee. And this fight just does not dissipate. Another gold card. Athena's going to get stunned. Circle of Frost comes in once again. Jin Zhao grabs 957. And I think in the end, it's going to be Aimee that come out ahead.
Ultimately, a massive swing in power for Aimee, especially because Jin Zhao ends up with both the blue and the red buff.
Again, that's another double buff start for Jin Zhao.
You know, the nice thing about this is game, set, match for Team WE. Their playoff dreams could possibly come to an end, and they don't back down. Yes, it kind of blows up in their face.
Yep.
They lose control of the double buffs. Ultimately, not a good trade across, but it's nice to see a team say, we're not going to play it safe. We're going to go toe-to-toe with you, and we're going to meet you in your aggression.
And look at this as well. I mean, talking about the positives for WE, fact is, Sheen was able to be picked up by Shia. He's the one that was the main benefactor here for WE. And also, the wave is in a great position for 957. He's going to have that one organically pushed back out towards him. And he has the CS lead here in this lane anyway.
We'll keep track on who's going to get their back timers in. Now, Mystic has been sitting on a lot of gold as well. Picking up a small CS lead for himself, but he's still competing against those 2 kills of Jin, which equates to about 26 CS.
Yeah. 957 just being a bit sneaky here. Gets the reset on the Blade Surge. A lot of damage down on Amazing J. But Time Wind is there, and the follow-up from Amazing J's Echo especially is just so good after what looks like a lost trade. He just somehow gets it back.
And the aggression doesn't stop. This is cheeky. No one has a summoner spell. There's no summoner spell save for 957's flash available on the map. This is so dangerous.
I thought you were talking about the people on the screen, and then I looked up.
No one has it.
There's just no more. We just do not have summoner spells any longer. 957 probably should flash.
That means all power and eyes need to be on these junglers, and this is crazy for Road to have the gall to contest that ward, knowing that he doesn't have flash, not having eyes on Condi anymore.
Yeah, and also, he managed to get 4 hits on the ward. He just spaced them out a heck of a long way.
It's the slow and steady war.
Well, that doesn't work when they regen. Oh dear. Dancing Grenade is actually going to harass the WE bottom lane quite effectively. But Serrated Dirk has now been picked up as Jin Zhao. So comfortable. Mystic will go back. We'll see what he can actually get, whether he's able to pick up...
He should have that BF sword.
BF sword, yeah. 47 CS, so yeah, should be fine.
There he goes.
Yeah,
so waiting on some pots right there. So still in a very healthy position on the Ashe. Although he doesn't want to take extended trades. Typically, if Jin gets all 4 bullets off, you've already lost the war. As a dive being set up for 957.
Oh, that cocoon weaves it through the wall. 957 to get her down to the phase dive. Amazing J and a Voidless just making this top focus look effortless.
And Condi too little too late. And you have to think, was it a mistake not turning towards the Elise at all during the rest of this series? He showed it against EDG earlier on in the week. In fact, just yesterday, looked phenomenal on the champion, and now he's just being destroyed in the jungle.
Yeah, and a Voidless actually skirting around all of this vision is moving towards the top side as Condi. He just might get repeat dove. There's a level 6 now for Amazing J. Voidless is distracted by the red buff that he can steal away. That is definitely good news, but my goodness, Aime just swinging from all barrels right now.
This is incredibly risky. They do have the Frozen Tomb available, which is why they feel confident making a dive like this. They pulled Alistar.
Yeah, there is, of course, no flashes, but the Cocoon comes in. That's going to eat up the cleanse. Frozen Tomb for the full CC. And Aime, the easiest pick of their lives.
Beautiful chain of CC, throwing out the Cocoon first, burning the cleanse, getting the Headbutt Pulverize combo, and then immediately into the Frozen Tomb. Couldn't have been done any cleaner. Aime on full track to just mow down WE in this last game.
And Avoidless just looking so on point. You have to remember game number 1. His Hecarim abused. Game point 5, even worse. And now it's just turned it all around. Momentum well and truly in his favor as 957 now struggling against this Balmy Cinder Amazing J. He's 2-1-1. It's just silly.
You know, we highlighted at the very beginning of the day that the all-star members for Aime and this roster are Avoidless and Road, and nothing happens without these two being involved in the play. So the more that Road can get unlocked on this Alistar, the more aggressive and quicker that Avoidless can tear through this jungle, the better Aime will look. We do have the Moby pickup for Road, but hold on, Destiny Roam, they're looking for a play bottom. They don't see that Avoidless is here. Now he will be spotted.
Yep, but may actually decide against any sort of Destiny gank, so it's not going to happen. First Destiny, no result.
But good heads up from Avoidless to be on the right side of the map. Big cooldown and momentum lost for Team WE. The teleport for both Echo and Lissandra is up, so big window where Aime can look for a counterplay across map.
You can see now as well, 76 to 48 CS there in the mid lane. Huge for Athena. He's going for the Rod of Ages, which is quite odd. Unless he decides to build a cheeky GPBBB cheat. A lot of letters and an 800 item.
The cone?
The hose.
The hose.
Yeah.
Hose of Frost.
Yeah.
No, I think he's going to go Roa.
I think so too. I certainly hope so, because I wouldn't want to have to try and say the name one more time.
But again, here we go. Destiny's not available. Gank the teleport because you know that no one is coming to save 957.
And there's the flash. Cocoon hasn't even been used just yet. Point blank onto 957. Oh, okay. It just doesn't even matter as Avoidless locks down the kill.
And there's that window expertly executed by Aime. And if they force the TP out of 957, they'll still have double TP that they can then rotate bottom lane.
And Condi just looks like he's playing a different game right now. Just farming out his Raptor camp saying, well, I'm sorry, man. I can't do anything. And honestly, I don't even know whether he could have.
You know, I made the joke earlier on in the week, Atlas, and I think it's pretty apt right now. Team WE don't really play League of Legends. They play WoW. They sit there, they grind up to level 80, then they go and they try to take down the big raid boss.
Oh, that's really cool. They're playing Wrath. That was my favorite expansion. As Xie going to clear out this mid lane, and I do understand what you're saying. You know, it's just like you got to build.
It's all about those big 5v5s, and we thought
got to get the gear.
Yeah, when we thought CA pulled out his Twisted Fate, that they were going to try to play a bit faster pace, a bit more about that early game, and they've tried, but Aime are just frankly better than them at it right now.
Yeah.
They will have another opportunity coming up where CA will have that Destiny, although it can be answered by double teleport. Should also be noted that 957 chose to walk back up to the top side, so sacrificing a lot of CS. You see that in the discrepancy, but will be able to follow any sort of play that I may make.
And it's only really this bottom lane from WE that is doing very, very well. Close to 20 CS in the lead is Mystic. WE looking to put pressure down on this area one more time. Condi waiting around. They do have the Mountain Drake available for either team. And Shea, yeah, looking for the Destiny. Will be able to find it here on Amazing J. Gold card is locked, but can they lock him down? Uses the ultimate, gets himself out of position. Doesn't have the flash, though, and Shea is going to pick it up with the wild card.
Trying to buy enough time for Athena to make his way cross-map and help Mount. Unfortunately, unable to follow up, but they're now looking mid.
Yeah, there's the claw. Athena just crashes into some minions, and not a whole lot more happens.
So WE execute on their play. There's no answer for Aime. Good news for them and their fans. There's at least a bright spot left. His name's CA.
Exactly right, and actually grabs that other kill. 957 probably would have really wanted it, but not going to happen. As Runic Echo is close to being able to pick up that backline.
Their hopes and dreams are pretty much entirely on this Twisted Fate. Amazing J did burn his TP, so 957 still has an advantage, although with a Voidless hanging around, he won't have it for long.
Now all of these wards are going to get cleared out.
This is brave.
Yeah, despite the vision, still going for the dive.
He has his flash, so he feels at least some security underneath this tower. You still need to respect an Aurelia when you attempt to dive or Judo or E and being able to use that stun, but he does not have Condi. Condi's about to show himself on the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, wandering over the ward there as Road and Jin Zhao. There is the ultimate available for Road. As the teleport's coming in, 957 wants to get down here at the same time.
They are all in on this play. They're sacrificing the tower. They need to find kills as well as a dragon for this to be worth.
Well, Athena is level 10. Oh, Arrow is going to go wide as there's the flash body slam. He ults himself. Can Athena buy enough time is the question. He's got the flash, gets himself out of the way, but there's the barrel. Slam dunk from Condi and picks up the kill. A little bit odd, the play out of Athena, to be honest, but Amazing J locks down first turret blood, so buying enough time to get a lot of extra money here for IMA.
And this is not worth for Team WE. They expended so much on this, and the ultimate member who's paying the price is 957. He didn't participate in the kill, so he didn't pick up an assist, and he lost so many waves as well as the protection of his tower. This Aurelia is very far behind right now.
And was denied a freeze at the same time. Just nightmare scenario. 30 CS is the lead in the mid lane as well for Athena, so despite the fact that he falls down, despite the fact that he doesn't have any kills, still feeling very, very comfortable and has his Rod of Ages, has his Merc Treads, that gold card, not going to last for as long. Just adapting the build just a little bit. Won't have the CDR, but will have the tankiness.
Destiny back up though, so again, CA, time to shine, time to put the team on your back again.
Oh yeah.
Participated in that last kill. Hopefully he'll be able to help out 957 in particular, especially because Aurelia very overextended.
And we'll have to for the rest of this game as well. So much vision. Look at that pink ward deep in WE's jungle, spotting out that red buff. Condi going to be moving over there relatively soon.
He's hurting so much. He's about 20 CS down. A lot of experience down.
Well, Cocoon is going to land. Body Slam gets Condi a safe distance away. But now Athena immediately rotates over. They're putting the screws in. Rhodes moving up here as well. Unbreakable Will, of course, still there. Curtain Call can be used from a long way away from Jin Zhao. So they're looking to try and put pressure onto this blue buff. You can see the Jin moving up. A Voidless takes down the blue buff, and they're just able to lock it up.
Ultimately, it's mistimed back by Mystic. There was no way that Ashe could contribute to that fight. And IMA, frankly, can actually just turn onto this dragon. It's a bit risky because it's so hard to burn, so I do appreciate them trying to break mid first.
Yep, they are going to do so. Amazing J just buying some time. Gets stunned up by the concussive blows as there's the ultimate. And comes down from zero. Amazing J just flashes, phase dives, gets himself out of there.
Oh,
and the ultimate from Condi is unable to lock anyone up. The tower's going to go, and IMA get away scot-free.
There's not a lot WE can do right now simply because of the discrepancy between the top laners. If they look for a full 5v5, they'd have to execute it perfectly because they're at an innate disadvantage. So IMA, full control of the game. They can look to just continue to siege up, turn on this Mountain Dragon. It'll certainly help them in burning down these towers. But they also have a great siege composition. Open up the Curtain Call, threaten with the Glacial Path, as well as Elise. A lot of people really overlook her ability to siege towers, but using those steroids on the Spiderlings, she's quite effective at compensating for Jin's kind of lackluster tower siege mid-game.
Not to mention as well the fact that those Spiderlings can be used to tank up the turret for a little bit of extra time. Can get you those few necessary auto attacks as Deadly Flourish finds the Braum, and Road pays a visit towards the bottom side of the map. And now Jin Zhao is actually in the lead as far as farm and has himself his first item spike in that Ghostblade. It's just a fantastic scenario. Voidless as well, actually trying to transition his money into those aura items. Lock of the Iron Solari to come in first, so wants to make sure the fact that he's 3-1 and 2, it's not going to go wasted moving into the mid game. Can actually augment the rest of his team and stop a lot of this magic damage that will be coming out of Condi and Xie.
Doing a lot of work. Aside from that, though, CA does have the Abyssal Scepter, so will negate some of that locket with his own penetration.
This Mystic snagged. That Deadly Flourish starting to do work.
And Team WE might be punished for the fact that they're trying to buy time for 957. He's just trying to vacuum up as much farm as possible, but that means that there is a numbers disadvantage on the bottom side of the map.
There's the Curtain Call as well. Door is set up, so Zero is able to lock down a bunch of it. Yeah, of course. 957 does make his way through. The last bullet not going to find Mystic. And Amazing J possibly caught out here as the gold card flies in. Arrow is going to land. No, it's not. Chrono Break gets him back out, and the re-engage onto Xie finds the phase dive. As the parallel convergence is going to go down, the Echo is keeping 3 people busy as Mystic's going to move over as well. Phase dives himself over the top, doesn't have the flash, but he's just so tanky. Heal comes out from Jin Zhao. They get into the backline. 957 wants to find him. They do. As WE locked down 2, but 4 men destroyed by Athena's ult. It is going to be a Voidless that takes down the Braum, and WE are so low. In goes Jin Zhao, and he's just cleaning up this fight. Deadly Flourish doesn't find the last one, but in the end, it is a victory for Aimee.
Eventually, but Aimee should have capitalized on that team fight immediately. Team WE trying to pick out the Echo is a massive mistake. And it's really the fact that he stalls out so long that Athena finally gets brave enough to pull the trigger on multiple members. But the thing is Aimee should be fighting right now.
Yeah.
Echo is massive. He is buying up so much time and so many resources. But Athena, he makes up for it. He finally goes over the wall, finds everyone with a massive frozen tomb, and sets up Jin Zhao for success. But that should have been far more one-sided to Aimee.
I certainly should have, and Jin Zhao actually couldn't find anything amongst that fight. Probably should have just walked up towards the blue buff and started shooting people, but in the end it was a 3 for 2 in favor of Aimee. Can't be too upset about it.
Just really poor target selection. You cannot start that fight on Echo, and you cannot burn such a key cooldown like the Ash Arrow on Echo.
Yeah. Was a beautiful chrono break, however, to get Amazing J out of the way. This guy is playing like a god on this champion in the last few games. Going to find 957 with a fair bit of damage as well. That Sheen being picked up. Now turned into an Iceborne Gauntlet. Going to mean that he's very, very comfortable. 30 CS in the lead at the same time.
Team WE just trying to reset. Aimee, with even more gold in their pockets, can now look to pressure this Mountain Dragon. They are feeling confident to fight. They've got good item breakpoints right now.
Yeah, of course, Jin Zhao going back now 4-0-1. Got himself a BF sword, finished off a serrated Dirk. Another long sword sitting there as well. He's got a bunch of swords. And a Voidless just going to solo out this dragon. Yep,
it's the buy one, get one free, take the turret, moseying on to the dragon. Which means the next kind of big objective that Aimee need to turn their attention to is going to be sieging up that mid-tower and trying to find a pick to rotate into a Baron. Again, they have great sieging potential, so I want to see them executed on a bit faster. You've got tempo, you have control of the game. Now really just press it down on WE. Finish them off.
Yeah, they need to. Athena is going to be able to grab himself the blue buff.
It's also very important that since all of these towers have fallen down and they have much more or much farther to extend to siege, that they need to stay together because there's still a lot of pick potential on WE's comp with the Asher as well as the Destiny.
Yeah, and there are no QSSs built up just yet as Deadly Flourish from Jin Zhao is going to fly through but not find anyone. Mystic with some time. Infinity Edge done, but no Renan's Hurricane yet. And Amazing J is just hunting.
Posturing for that dive.
Yeah, Parallel Convergence comes in. Amazing J finds the stun, but Zero is there with the stand behind me. Nice Cocoon comes out as Amazing J tanks up another arrow, knocked into the team. Will he be able to ult out in time? He can't. And the curtain call flies through. Mystic tagged by 1, tagged by 2. The third one eaten by Condi. I mean, Amazing J, just so much chain CC.
And that's the team fighting that we really expect and hold Team WE to that caliber of 2. The fact that they're able to chain CC long enough that he's not able to use the chrono break to survive that engagement.
Yeah.
But that said, they had to burn so many cooldowns to just take down the Echo that they're unable to chase and finish off the 4v5 against Aimee.
Or find any turrets or objectives afterwards. They were still clearing out minion waves once that was over. Voidless does find at 957, who doesn't really want to fight the Elise at the moment. Jin Zhao heading towards the top side to try and clear out some farm. He's 20 CS in the lead. Duskblade is going to be coming into his pocket now as he heads back home.
I mean, across the board, there are massive CS leads. You've got a 30 CS lead between the top laners.
60 CS in the mid lane?
Exactly. Condi's the only person who has an advantage for his team.
Well, we'll see whether Condi can be the man that they need. Locket has been answered. As Frostgren sadly looks like she's shaking her head.
No,
Lichbane's done for Xie though, so that's good.
The only win condition that WE have right now is A, try to farm up the Aurelia, so he's just a massive threat. So that's going to be that 3-item breakpoint. The GGGA, as we like to call it, is really the end goal there. but he's under so much pressure because he's down in experience, he's down in items against Amazing J.
I've seen this show before.
Yeah.
The Jin Zhao waits off screen for a while.
They bait 957 into a fight, and then the Jin ultimate finishes him off.
Yep.
And B, Team WE just have to find picks. They can't look to 5v5 right now. They'll just lose them.
Has to flash as well. Curtain call comes in. No more opportunities to dodge here for 957, but he's missing the bullets. One of them lands. Headbutt Pulp comes in. The last one hits for heaps of damage as Athena gets the flash. Frozen Tomb finishes off the Aurelia, and I may get the pick they're looking for.
And they're going to continue to siege up this tower, and without the cask available, and with only the wave clear of Twisted Fate, there's nothing they can do.
Well, there's the parallel convergence. Amazing J gets in there. Big pulverizes. Zero is going to be the focus. Flashes his way out. Chrono Break gets Amazing J to safety. They're focusing the turret, but there's a couple of kills now for WE. Athena doesn't get too much more. Tower falls down. Condi in trouble as Jin Zhao just doesn't quite find the abilities. It's a good trade for WE, but they're still bleeding structures.
But the damage has been done. They lost the inner turret on the bottom side, which means full control for IMA down here, especially something Amazing J can continue to punish with his advantage, and Baron is now in play. So Team WE are just slowly losing all of their grip on this map and the series.
And it's 4 turrets to 0 as well, Frostgren. I mean, WE now have that standing gold opportunity, I guess you might say. But the fact that WE just have so much, like, ground to cover to get to any of these objectives because they're just being suffocated in their own base.
And it goes back to the only win condition that WE have left, it's picks. But IMA, they've done a good job so far. They've been staying hunkered together, moving as a 5-man unit, understanding that now is the time for them to siege, that they're very empowered to do so. They need to pick up their vision, move deep triangle vision into WE's red side jungle, look for a pick, rotate into Baron.
Well, Avoidless and Jin Zhao looking to grab this red buff. They do so. Big old crit comes out from that 4th bullet. Jin Zhao grabs it for himself. Another Serrated Dirk is done. More of Malmortius on its way for the Jin. 5-0-2. Having another fantastic performance.
And the Ma's going to be incredibly important because it denies a lot of that pick potential that WE would have. The ability for CA to appear on top of him and immediately burn him. Twisted Fate's bottom. Will they go towards Baron?
The Destiny comes in, but Amazing J just too fast with that Z-Drive Resonance.
Good heads up by Team WE. They're all sitting in the mid lane. Communicated, CA's going bottom. We're not going to lose control over the Baron pit. They managed to hold off IMA. They don't execute a victory on the play, but it was a good attempt and a nice look.
Well, in goes Jin Zhao looking for the damage of the Ghost Blade as the door is put up. Zero throws down a
Amazing
nice
J.
ultimate, but in goes Amazing J. Gets himself the stun onto Shia, who has nowhere to go in the backline. Zero's going to die. No door available, and 957 turns up, but it's way too late. Look at the position of Jin Zhao. Between his team members, Heal comes in. That's the shutdown on Mystic as well. I may just look brilliant.
And that's also the pick that they were looking for. They can very easily turn this into the Baron unless they really respect Condi that much. He doesn't have his flash. He doesn't have his cast. Those are two very important tools if he wants to make a successful steal. Now he's entirely reliant on just a belly bop over the wall and a correct smite. He doesn't have the cask to help him burst it.
Well, it does get headbutt pulved as well. Chain CC comes out. Condi is going to be the focus. He survives for a long time as Amazing J gets back into the Baron pit. Then phase dives his way over. They want to kill 957. Zadis and Zonya's bought some time for Athena, and 957 eventually falls. Jin Zhao, good position, stuns up Xie. Cocoon lands. And Aime may not actually be able to do this Baron as they are taking so much damage. Jin Zhao, whoop, okay, there it is. Lock of the Iron Solari Shield. And WE successfully defend the Baron.
Red zone defense, sacrificing so much, but do manage to hang on. But their dreams, Atlas, their dreams are becoming nightmares.
Yeah, they're going to have to keep them, I think. Is that the wrong team?
No, this is definitely the right team.
All right, good. Keep your dreams, WE. And they're trying their very best to do so. The Void Staff has been completed by Athena as he died. Some Death Chamber purchases to come in. So 2, 3, and 11. For the Lissandra, doing exactly what the Lissandra wants to do. He has a 70 CS lead at the same time, so you can't really hold anything against him. Jin Zhao is honestly a big power point for this Aime roster. 5-0-5. As well as Amazing J, continuing to play so well on the Echo.
But Jin Zhao is really the true development story for Aime. You know, they started out a team. They're all really about a Voidless. They're all about Road, unlocking them, making these plays on the map, you know, sending Amazing J to carry. But it was really the turning point when they turned to Road and they allowed him to pick up that responsibility that he can be the hyper carry.
Yeah. Well, Aimee will be able to take this second Dragon of the game for themselves very, very easily. Next one going to be another Mountain Drake. So Mountain and Cloud picked up for Aimee very early on. They have 7,000 gold, close to 8 in the lead. That Baron still, of course, under contention. Going to move back into the mid lane. Voidless throwing out some volatile little spiderlings. And WE looking to try and defend, but this inner turret was just so low already. Jin Zhao picks up the last hit. And Athena says, well, I've prepared another tower for you, team. And
CA has to get the hell out of dodge. They're just being reactive. They can just open up the curtain call at any point, force WE off the tower.
They're going to see that 957 is here. He doesn't have the teleport, and they're aware of that. Put that pink ward in the back of the Baron pit. We'll see whether they put one out the front as well, but you can see not a lot of vision available. Cheeky little flanking ward is going to be there, but 957 still has to wait for a quarter of that teleport cooldown. Thankfully, the vision can be gained by Mystic's Hawkshot. That
was the last blue trinket available. Mystics is still on cooldown, so WE now need to burn the Destiny.
Well, Amazing J Parallel Convergence doesn't find WE. Still clearing out vision. Haven't started the Baron. Very patient here as Amazing J. Of course, you're the one to lose your patience. It's Condi not going to get hit by the Q out of Athena. Zero is going to head over. They get off the Baron. There's the headbutt pole Vondo Condi. The curtain call has gone down. 957 needs to try and find a way into the backline, but Athena's locked him down. Condi, the last bullet's going to nail him. As now Amazing J just buying so much time. Chrono Break comes out. 957 is in the backline. Double kill. Jin Zhao, at least 957 closed the gap, but it's not enough. A Voidless is enough peel. It's a double kill as GA falls down. That's the ace. And Aimee still have 5 alive.
Where was this Aimee during the RNG playoffs? They look like a completely different team.
In a couple of the games, I think.
Yeah, 2
just
and
not
3.
quite all of them.
This is an incredible. This is the best that Aimee have played all split. The thing is they've been riding backseat to Team WE within their own group.
Yeah.
Aimee really made their surge to power during the cross-conference where they were able to bully the much weaker Group A and spike up through the standings. Back in their normal groups, they lost definitively to both Vici as well as Team WE. So to see them come up huge and find an ace for none, about to take down WE in the 3rd place match of the LPL, completely unexpected.
Just unbelievable as well. And this is beating WE at their own game. A lot of these Aimee power picks have just looked so impressive. A Voidless as well, really stepping up his game as this teamfight was just honestly a wash for Aimee.
And it's the fact that it's not just a Voidless and Road, but particularly Amazing J. The fact that he's repeatedly getting echoed, that this wasn't denied from him in draft phase. The fact that Baimi comes out with that really cute Aurelian soul pick, and then Athena picks up the Lissandra that makes her way through draft phase and is finding these gorgeous ultimates in the back line. It's everyone on Aimee moving together as a single piece.
Yeah. And look, they've managed to figure out that even if you're swapping in mid laner every single game, they still have that synergy. They understand what the team does with each of these players. Because you have to say, it's looked decisive in the last 2 games, and they've had different players.
This will mean that if they close out here, there'll be a single best-of-5 away in the regional gauntlet to taking China's 3rd seed.
And 957 is going to get caught by the cocoon, headbutted back into the team as he does get on top of Jin Zhao, but it's just not enough. They can't do the damage. Curtain call is up, and it's now a 4v5.
They're going to continue this push through. They don't have a lot of wave clear available to them, really reliant on Mystic and CA, but the siege. Amazing J resetting a position, probably going to teleport to the creep. There we go.
Yeah, there's the curtain call. Xie gets nabbed by one of them, but it's cancelled by Jin Zhao. Not going to be able to find it. Pings go down. He will have it back off cooldown relatively quickly, and they'll take down this inhibitor for free. Bottom lane, the last remaining inhib. The Nexus turrets are all that separate WE from falling to Aimee and losing that 3rd place position that we assumed that they would be able to hold on to. If Mystic was on Ezreal.
Not even CA's Twisted Fate can pull them out of this. And to be honest, it doesn't have anything to do with the champion picks. Team WE frankly made really bad decisions around the map. IMA have been so much cleaner in their macro and map plays, which we expect this. They're a high mobility, very scrappy, skirmish-oriented team. And when the towers go down early, when they're able to unlock themselves and start running around the map, chances are they're going to beat you to the punch a couple of times. And they beat WE multiple times.
They most certainly did. As in go Aime, they're looking to take down this inhibitor turret by brute force. Athena can get himself in with the claw, gets there as 957 gets into the backline, but gets exploded by the 4-item Lysandra. Ingo Shie gets popped by Jin Zhao's crits to the face. Condi's flashing away, Mystic's exhausted, Zero's gonna die. It's a double kill, curtain call. First bullet misses, they're trying to hold on to him, but Amazing J says, if you can't hit a bullet, I'm gonna kill him. And Aime get 4. Condi's the last man standing. And Aime will be your third place team in the LPL for the summer split.
And the dream is dead for Team WE. So what this means is that Aime will take that third place seed in the summer split, as well as the championship points. They are a single best of 5 away from representing China on the international stage.
And that is such a huge swing. We knew that Aime were going to be hungry for this victory because it meant so much for this team. WE, it was between either that first seed position going into the gauntlet or the second, but for Aime, it was first or third or last place position. Just phenomenal out of this squad. So 200 points now go into their hands. They look so happy as they shake the hands of WE. They put up a valiant effort. They had a great game one. Just ran out of steam.
This is the QG Reapers all over again. This is your LSPL promotion team, formerly known as Edward Esports, the sister team to EDG, rebranded as Aime, picked up by former Starhorn Royal Club mid laner Whites as the owner now.
Yeah.
They come into their first split of the LPL. Not only do they take third in the much harder, much more rigorous Group B, they then go into the playoffs, go through legacy players as well as OG and title holder Rookie and Invictus Gaming, take down the superstar power of SOFM and Snake, drop out to RNG after taking them to 5 games, and then submit themselves as the third best team in China by taking down Team WE and their rebuilt dynasty. You know, if they went down in the first game of playoffs, it would have been a victory lap. No one expects that from the LSPL promotion team, and Aime just shattered everyone's expectations.
They most certainly did. I mean, there's only been a few teams that have been able to do that straight out of the LSPL, and we thought that that was behind us. But just ridiculously well done.
There's only been one team that's been able to do that out of the LSPL. If you listen to names like Gamti, Energy Pacemaker All, as well as Energy Pacemaker Hong Kong, Hyper Youth Gaming, Masters 3, World Elite Academy, you say, who are those teams? Exactly. All of them were relegated. They are all the previous LSPL representatives. The most successful LSPL team from promotion into the LPL was the QG Reapers, now known as Newbie, now fighting for relegation and just earning their spot back in the LPL. This is a phenomenal comeback story.
Yeah, most certainly is. I mean, the only other example there is Snake, possibly the year before, who did also look fantastic heading out of that, but it wasn't even this good.
But during the regular season, that's the big difference. Yes, Snake managed to finish second in the regular split out of their LSPL run, but then they came into playoffs and they couldn't overtake 5th, and Snake then have been plagued by this curse, forever 4th, forever 5th, never meeting expectations. Aime, their first time into the LPL, like 3rd place, no problem.
Yeah, just covered it. And now have an opportunity to see themselves straight into Worlds, which is just terrifying. Of course, it is going to be out of one of Snake, Vici, or WE that they'll be up against in that best of 5 series. Snake looking fantastic earlier on today. Vici stumbling just a little bit, but they do get to get their revenge on Snake now. And we can talk about that bracket because it's solid.
Yeah, 100%. We know what the bracket now is. So the first round of the regional qualifier will be a best of 5 between Snake and Vici. The tiebreaker or best of 3 played earlier today will determine side. So Snake will have superior side selection because they ended up winning that best of 3. Waiting for the winner of that match in round 2 will now be Team WE, and waiting for the winner of round 2 will be Aime in that last final round 3. So a single best of 5 away from being that 3rd place for China.
Yeah, and so if you are a Vici fan or a Snake fan, then you're definitely going to have to watch that run and pray because WE have looked fantastic. They look dominant in game number 1. Aime turning it on somehow, finding an Aurelian Soul, throwing a hose item at the enemy team and really looking fantastic. It was a cleanup by Aime, but let's have a look at today's results and go through exactly how this has turned out, as Vici fell in straight games to Snake. Crystal back on the roster. I'm ready for them to run the gauntlet and for Snake to finish away from that 4th spot, get that 3rd seed into Worlds, but I'm, of course, relatively biased, as there's the reverse sweep after 1 loss for Aimee. A remade Game 1, a very similar performance after the remake in Game 1.5, and then just 3 straight wins.
But this is your promotion relegation bracket on your screen right now, so welcome back OMG, LGD, Newbie, and joining them not on the screen is Newbie Young, who got that auto-qualified spot from the LSPL2. Naturally, Newbie and Newbie Young, one of those teams will have to rebrand. Yeah,
they most certainly will, and we just do really want to welcome Doinby back into the LPL because we certainly missed him and his unique style there in the mid lane, so that'll be very exciting to see. Of course, the grand final here for the LPL for the summer split will be RNG versus EDG. It will be on the 26th of August as well. Oh, I'm so ready for this. We'll see whether RNG can once again get that upset win over EDG, possibly destroy that perfect run, or whether the Cinderella story is going to come true for EDG, not drop a series this entire split.
You're excited. I'm excited. Of course, it will be a TriCast on-site, live with English coverage. Rusty, myself, as well as Fish will be making our way to China to bring that to you live alongside the regional qualifier gauntlet, which will immediately follow. So the 26th, 27th, and 28th of August.
Yeah, and so make sure... Not straight away after the final do you go away. We've got to watch that that gauntlet run and make sure we understand who our 3 teams are heading into Worlds. Because, of course, top 2 spots are going to make it. It's for pride now for that 1st and 2nd place. But let's have a look at the MVP from that last game. It is going to be Athena in the mid lane, 5-3 and 18. I mean, he did get some really good, I guess, Ring of Frosts. And that early game shenanigans was interesting, but... I don't know whether I would have given it to Athena myself.
You know, I think it's fair enough. There was definitely a lot of key 5v5s where Athena was able to get that backline on the Lissandra, disrupt a lot of Team WE's team fighting, which is really where they shine. But that's back-to-back MVP for 2 different mid laners for Aimee.
Yeah, that is a very good point. And getting a 4-man Ring of Frost, getting a 4-man ultimate off afterwards as well. They saved this team fight, most certainly did. And Jin Zhao really cleaned up. But I was expecting the Jin to be able to pick up that MVP. Because honestly, he didn't die, for one, and just did so much damage every single fight.
It speaks to how definitively Aimee were able to mow down Team WE, because you say Jin, I can see the Lissandra, but ultimately I think it was Echo in the top lane. Amazing Jay. Think about it, that big 4-man ultimate that Athena was able to grab in those highlights were set up because Echo was 1v5 for about 30 seconds, dodged an Ash Arrow, ate the Destiny. Amazing Jay. Whoever's watching through that gauntlet run, they have to ban the Echo away from him, or it should be priority picked. He cannot have that champion for free.
Yeah, and I actually think that it's really quite interesting, because if Snake do manage to get up to that point, I know I keep harping on about this, but Flandre and Amazing Jay are the Echo players. They most certainly are. Of course, differing builds, Proto Belt Trinity Force versus the full tank Echo, and I want to see that matchup. Whoever gets the Echo is going to be the winner, in my opinion.
I mean, normally I would say it would be a very easy way to just ban out Aimee. You know, they've got one style, they've got one hit, so they should be fairly predictable. But with the Aurelion Soul pick, I have no idea anymore. That was a wrench in the plans that I did not see coming. It certainly caught Team WE off guard, and now I just have to think, do Aimee have anything else left up their sleeve?
Well, yes, they do. This is the thing, because if Athena has been playing the Aurelion Soul as well,
they can still
then they can still throw that wrench, because they just don't think that he does.
And on the other side, you then also have teams like Snake. You know, speaking of really creative drafts and kind of wrench in the plans, they have that ability to run Malzahar in all 3 positions. Yeah. So the regional qualifier will be a very interesting tournament.
As well as Vici, who are so hungry for that World's position. Their chances are not gone yet. Dandy has been very, very passionate about wanting to get back to that World Championship, and now is his opportunity. But, ladies and gentlemen, for this week of hectic playoff action, this is going to draw to a close. Of course, make sure you tune into the final on the 26th of August. But on behalf of myself, Prosker, and our full production team, and of course Fish, who casted about 400 games over this weekend, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.